Programs. Welcome back to ArcNeo Reviews. So, relatively simple video today. However, I am at the same time going over 4 different figures, but I figured for fun, I'd go ahead and talk about some of these new for 20 Masters of the Universe figures. And right off the bat, I've got to say, I love these things. I'll start off with HeMan here. These are great figures. As you can see, really well sculpted. All the same, ridiculous, muscles going on there. Made by Mattel, as you can see on his back. But yeah, I have a couple of these things. They are awesome. I figured I'd pull them in front of the camera, ramble about them. I do have to admit, first and foremost, I know sadly very little about Masters of the Universe, other than this guy runs around in a pink shirt, yells, "By the power of Grayskull, I have the power!" And his shirt rips off, and that makes him stronger. And he fights with a guy who goes, "Yeah!" all the time. So, I think that's a good enough summary of Masters of the Universe here. But, yeah. These are really cool because they do a lot to call back to the original figures. I don't own any original Masters of the Universe figures for comparison, but I've seen pictures. These things are like ingrained in pop culture, so I can tell you that when you see a figure where the right hand is shaped like that and the left hand is like that and it's got way too many muscles, yeah, that's a Masters of the Universe figure. So these really keep the feel of the old figures while actually having really great range of posability. I know I'm not going through and like naming all the joints individually here like I normally would, but yeah, they have done a lot on these things to make them really posable, which is actually really impressive because these things are easily comparable to like your Marvel Legends or your Star Wars Black Series, like in terms of posability and molded detail and stuff. These are only $15 instead of the $20 that most of the others are. So that's already awesome. As you can see here, HeMan, he comes with his axe and his shield. There is a spot on the back here so you can like put the axe in there and then clip the shield over and do the whole weapon storage thing if you want. That's really cool. Go ahead, put his shield back on, get him out of the way for a second. Get my boy Skeletor up here. Wonderful head sculpt on this guy. He's just super expressive. I love the molded detail on his, ram skull staff here. And then, what really impressed me with these guys is just like back in the old figures, HeMan comes with half of a sword, and Skeletor comes with half a sword. And yes, you can take the swords, snap them together, and there you've got your sword that, acted as the key into the Castle Grayskull playset. I could be remembering wrong, but I think they've even made like a new version of that. They're releasing a lot of these. They're still coming out. But, the figure, this little bit of detail, that is great. I do need to find a way to warm these up a little bit, though, and keep them actually connected at the end. But still, this is a fun little gimmick. These 2 figures already are great. I do also have Evil Lyn, because why not get Evil Lyn to hang out with Skeletor? She's also pretty good. Both of her hands can actually hold stuff, so you can actually get her, both hands on her weird stick thing, which is actually a nice detail. Not enough figures can, hold their sticks with two hands. And while the way her knees are molded is a little weird, it's not too dissimilar from actually the way that the guys are. It just stands out a little more because she doesn't have the muscles to hide these, shapes in. But it does make for a pretty well hidden knee joint, Especially a lot of female figures, you'll see, the knees and some of the joints look really awkward. Yes, this is a tiny bit awkward. This isn't a perfect solution. But at this price point, that's actually a pretty genius way of handling the knee. So I've got to give props there. She's, again, really, really posable, just like the other two. And then, actually, the last one I've got, I want to say his name was Scareglow. This thing is awesome. Already, just the fact that, as I recall, this is like the evil ghost of Skeletor from the future, or something like that. He's got this great paint detail going on all over him that's, basically the glowing bones. And yes, glowing. Hopefully he sat here in these lights long enough, but I should be able to flick these off. And unfortunately there's a little bit of ambient light in the room, but you can still tell, like, he does actually, he glows a pretty vibrant green. It's not as much as I would like in this lighting situation. Unfortunately, I can't make this room go true dark without having other issues, but yeah, pretty quick, rapid fire, I know, but I do have to say, if you have any nostalgia for Masters of the Universe, these things are really, really good. Or even if you're like me and you just... I don't have nostalgia for it because, like I've said, I'm knocking everything over. See how much nostalgia I don't have? But, I do have respect for the Masters of the Universe line. This is, one of the things that still led up to Transformers. This was like the first really big action figure line sold by a cartoon. These are a really, really good way to just get a couple of these figures to have some fun with. Especially if you're a Transformers collector, actually. I especially recommend getting Skeletor right now. Because, Hasbro's putting out these weird fossilizer, undead dinosaur figures as part of the Kingdom line. Get a Skeletor figure to lead them into battle. It's perfect. So... yeah, rambly funness aside, these are really good figures. They're really good value for their price, actually, and I cannot recommend them enough. They come with accessories, really good articulation. You've got, like, big rubber capes on some of them, like Scareglow there. All in all, really fantastic figures. So, thank you guys for watching, and as always, I will see you next time.